Hello, NBA fans. Daily news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a fan of the Lakers show and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give it a like. The Lakers want another reliable center, and Luka Doncic's preferred player is Daniel Gafford of the Dallas Mavericks. Gafford is a strong player who can defend, space the floor, and create blocks. Luka Doncic wants to play with Daniel Gafford again. A package deal with Maxi Kleber and Dalton Knecht could convince the Dallas Mavericks to make another deal with the Lakers. After last season's issues, Los Angeles cannot have enough talented big men on its roster. The Los Angeles Lakers made an effort to address their big need at center by signing DeAndre Ayton this offseason. While it wasn't the flashy move some Lakers fans were hoping for, the organization is clearly banking on Ayton's ability to turn back the clock in a more competitive environment and look like the two-way force he was earlier in his career. At the same time, the Lakers need to be prepared for the scenario in which the Ayton experiment fails. Considering that the only other center on the roster is Jackson Hayes, the purple and gold don't have much optionality if Ayton isn't delivering. That is why a potential trade scenario in which the Lakers find a better center than Ayton and make him the backup big could make plenty of sense. One mock trade that could be a win-win for both the Lakers and the team they are dealing with would be a Daniel Gafford to Lakers situation. Lakers should make another deal with Mavericks for Daniel Gafford. The Lakers have famously already dealt with the Mavericks in the Luka Doncic trade. That move created a logjam of big men in Dallas. The Mavericks have three players, Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, and Daniel Gafford, whose best position is the 5. Add PJ Washington and Cooper Flagg, who are best suited to play the power forward, and it's obvious that the Mavs need to move one of these players. Los Angeles Lakers receive Daniel Gafford. Dallas Mavericks receive Maxi Kleber, Dalton Knecht, 2031 first-round pick. Gafford, who signed a 3-year, $54 million extension with Dallas, seems like the odd man out. This is only more true after the big man suffered a sprained ankle that will sideline him for the next 2 to 3 weeks. A trade involving an unprotected Lakers first-round pick should be enough to entice the Mavs to part ways with the 27-year-old center. Maxi Kleber, whose return to Dallas would presumably be very welcome, and Dalton Knecht could be the necessary matching salary in such a deal. The former Arkansas Razorback standout is the exact type of player the Lakers need at the center spot. He has familiarity with Doncic from their time in Dallas. Gafford is an excellent rim runner and a lob threat, something Los Angeles desperately needed last season after adding Doncic, and he can finish around the basket with ease. On the defensive end, he is not the strongest or the most physical center, but he can protect the rim and anchor a defense. He hasn't played starters minutes throughout his career, which would work out better for the Lakers in this scenario, where he can split time with Ayton for 48 minutes. While the Lakers' frontcourt rotation is better than it was last year, they still have a way to go to feel good about their size and defensive intensity. Gafford could help improve the Lakers on that front, but whether GM Rob Pelinka will be okay with parting ways with such valuable draft capital remains to be seen. Lakers may already have the next hidden gem on their roster. Everyone in Los Angeles is talking about Jake LaRavia.9 season on the brink without Brock Purdy, should John Harbaugh be on T. If you listen closely enough to the Los Angeles Lakers at Media Day and training camp, the name Jake LaRavia will come up often. There is good reason for that. The Lakers' first free agent signing of the offseason is quietly positioning himself to be the next hidden gem discovered by Los Angeles. Zach Lowe pointed out just how much LaRavia has caught the attention of everyone behind the scenes. The NBA analyst talked about it on a recent episode of The Zach Lowe Show. Lowe claimed that people were raving about the former Memphis Grizzlies and Sacramento Kings forward. There was further evidence of this when the Lakers players took the podium on September 29. LeBron James ensured LaRavia was mentioned among the big offseason acquisitions for the Lakers. Austin Reeves gave a strong prediction towards how really good this upcoming season should be for him. LeBron James makes sure to include Jake LaRavia after the reporter forgets to mention. The closer the NBA calendar moves to the start of the season, the more it feels like Rob Pelinka knew exactly what he was doing when LaRavia was prioritized at the start of free agency. The anticipation of a breakout season is quickly growing. Jake LaRavia quietly turning heads in Lakers organization. LaRavia arrives in Los Angeles after his most efficient offensive season in the NBA. In 2024-25, the two-way wing found his three-point stroke, knocking down 42.3% from beyond the arc. That helped him average 6.9 points per game with a true shooting percentage of 59.1. LaRavia had a proven track record last season of boosting the units he played with. His time with the Grizzlies showcased higher offensive and defensive ratings for the team in 2024-25 when the two-way man was on the court. The defensive impact will undoubtedly be there. The offensive production should only improve playing with Luka Doncic. The 23-year-old highlighted that, himself, at training camp answering a question from Lojo Media. LaRavia said, "I'm still getting used to obviously playing with Luka. It's my first time being on the same side as him, but it's going to make my life so much easier playing with someone like that." Doncic has been a maestro at creating easy scoring opportunities for his teammates since debuting in the NBA. LaRavia is set to be the next major recipient of the looks created by the dynamic offensive engine. By the end of the 2025-26 campaign, it should not surprise anyone to have a new fan favorite in Los Angeles. Given the upside of LaRavia with this unit, his path to becoming more of a household name is an easy one. Why Lakers can expect best version of Luka Doncic this season. The smile formed across Luka Doncic's face as he sat down at the table. "I missed you guys," Doncic told assembled reporters during the Los Angeles Lakers media day at their practice facility on Monday. That didn't sound believable, considering the introverted Doncic prefers to keep his answers short and efficient. It didn't seem believable, either, when Doncic doubled down and insisted, "I can't wait to do interviews." What actually seemed believable about Doncic at Lakers media day? The more important things. Doncic appeared excited to wear a Lakers jersey. He looked eager to start training camp ahead of the 2025-26 season. He seemed optimistic about improving his chemistry with LeBron James. He sounded rejuvenated after dedicating his offseason toward conditioning, faster, dieting, better, and competition, Eurobasket. As Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka observed recently about Doncic, he's just an incredibly genuine person. Perhaps not when Doncic exaggerated his giddiness about the upcoming press conference. Nonetheless, Doncic couldn't help but convey his enthusiasm with his current surroundings. "This is one of the best organizations in the world," Doncic said. "It's a fresh start for me." Doncic looked much different during his introductory press conference last season when the Lakers acquired him from the Dallas Mavericks before the trade deadline. Then, Doncic still expressed feeling shock over the Mavericks trading him. Why wouldn't he? Doncic led the franchise to an NBA Finals and 4 playoff appearances. He made 5 All-NBA first teams. He seemingly would become the franchise's next generational talent, following Dirk Nowitzki. It seemed bad enough that the Mavericks discounted those factors. They made matters worse by criticizing Doncic's conditioning privately amid their attempts to justify the trade. Doncic still embraced joining the Lakers. He wanted to contribute to the franchise's rich championship history. He looked forward to James' partnership and mentorship. He wanted to make his late idol, Kobe Bryant, proud. No wonder Doncic said he also felt pressure to make an impact immediately. He needed more time, though. He needed time to overcome a left calf injury. He needed time to establish chemistry with James. He needed time to determine how to display his offensive brilliance without compromising team play. He needed time to improve his conditioning. The fit proved good enough for the Lakers to finish with the number 3 seed. The fit still appeared awkward enough, however, for the Lakers to lose to the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5 games in the first round. Whatever emotions he was going through post-trade, it had an effect on him, Lakers coach J.J. Redick said. So shortly after the Lakers season ended, Redick called on his players to arrive next season in championship shape. Redick referred to his entire team. But Redick also directed that message to Doncic. That concern may not justify the Mavericks trading a generational talent and Maxi Kleber for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. But even Doncic conceded some validity to the claims and said he would use it as motivation. Hence, Doncic wasted little time in addressing those weaknesses. He enhanced his diet and training and detailed the regimen extensively in a men's health profile. He looked noticeably slimmer and spry when he led the Slovenian national team during Eurobasket with 34.5 points per game while shooting 62.1% from the field with 8.6 rebounds and 7.1 assists per game. "I would just say a little less tired and a little quicker," Doncic said about his Eurobasket performance. "Obviously in Europe, there is a 40-minute game. The NBA is 48. We play a lot of games. So I think fatigue is the biggest thing for me right now." The Lakers observed another big thing at Eurobasket. After seeing Doncic operate in a stoic manner and defer to James on commanding the locker room, Lakers officials became encouraged with how increasingly vocal Doncic appeared with his Slovenian teammates during practices, on the court and in the huddles. "That's a great leadership quality when people feel like they really know your heart, what you think and your beliefs," Pelinka said. "The more time we spent with Luka, the more genuine and impactful he is. So that was something that really developed with our touch points over the offseason." While the Lakers plan to handle the 40-year-old James with care during training camp, they will lean on Doncic's presence significantly in practices and in 4 preseason games. They already have given him the keys to run their offense. They also want to see how well he can ensure the Lakers play at a quicker pace and with more ball movement. They plan to evaluate to what extent Doncic can become a reliable team defender instead of a liability. "When you get to a new team in the middle of the season, it's kind of hard to get everything together," Doncic said. "Preseason is going to help me know a lot with leadership and to get to know the guys and through the practices." Doncic considers himself, James and Austin Reeves as the leaders of this group. But they also only played a combined 21 games together. Doncic played an influential role in the Lakers adding a strong pick-and-roll partner, DeAndre Ayton, and a respected point guard and defender, Marcus Smart. But Doncic may need even more time to figure out that puzzle. "I expect the best version of Luka," Redick said, "and it's my job as a coach to bring that out on a daily basis." The Lakers granted Redick a contract extension after only 1 season, partly because of their belief that he can bring the best out of Doncic. Pelinka announced that news last week, just over a month after Doncic signed a 3-year, $165 million extension that keeps him under contract through the 2027-28 season. "The stability is amazing," Doncic said. "It was great to work with JJ. Hopefully we can work through it again at the end of my career. I just love him as my coach. He would tell you anything. He will tell you if you did something wrong, or if you did something good. So just approach the game with him, it's unbelievable. So I'm very excited that he's my coach." Safe to say the Lakers feel very excited to have Doncic as their franchise player for the 2025-26 season and beyond. He expressed uncertainty about whether this marks the best he has ever felt entering a season. Regardless, Doncic's giddiness at Media Day foreshadows more joyful times ahead. "I'm very ready," Doncic said. "This season should be fun for us." LeBron James drops subtle hint about retirement decision amid Lakers' plan to cut ties. LeBron James enters his 23rd NBA season surrounded by more uncertainty than at any point in his legendary career. The Los Angeles Lakers chose not to offer the 40-year-old star a contract extension this summer, a first in his 2 decades in the league. This decision signals a clear organizational pivot toward building around the younger Luka Doncic. General Manager Rob Pelinka stated the franchise wants to give James absolute respect to choose his story, but stopped short of guaranteeing a long-term future together. This lack of a new deal has fueled widespread speculation that this season could be James' final one in Los Angeles, if not his last overall. He acknowledged the inevitable approach of retirement during Media Day, confessing, "I don't know when the end is, but I know it's sooner rather than later." His agent, Rich Paul, further complicated the narrative by publicly questioning the Lakers' direction. Amid the chaos, an update on this situation by insiders have added further complexity. In light of this, James launched his latest uninterrupted series, The Main Thing, where James features masters of their crafts to soak up free game. In it, he expressed a deep, enduring love for the game that sounds nothing like a player ready to walk away. "It still feels like the first time I picked up a ball," James said. "It still feels like the first time I stepped inside a middle school gym and then a high school gym as a freshman." This perspective adds a new layer to the retirement conversation. Despite his age, James averaged 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.2 assists last season, earning All-NBA second-team honors. His physical performance remains elite, but the Lakers' organizational shift is undeniable. Interestingly, James' teammate and friend, Austin Reeves, had his version of LeBron's passion articulated as well. Speaking on The Young Man and the Three, Reeves admitted, "I just think it's just passion for the game. There is literally no reason for him to continue to play basketball. Like, in my opinion, he's just the best player to ever touch a basketball." This gives a unique light into LeBron's mindset, with AR having played 4 seasons alongside the 4x champion, reaching the Western Conference Finals once together in 2023. Reeves continued, "He probably could have retired 6 years ago, and people would still say the same thing. That is the only reason he is still playing basketball. It's because he loves the grind, loves the game. He wants to continue to get better. I think that's the most incredible thing about him, how he, conducts himself on and off the court." With Reeves' insight and LeBron's admission, it's evident that the all-time scoring leader is still as focused and determined to dominate the sport he's been playing longer than anybody in the sport's history, barring any injuries. As Rich Paul quoted it, James knows the Lakers are building for the future but also values a realistic chance of winning it all. The franchise secured Doncic with a massive contract extension, cementing him as the new cornerstone while leaving James' future beyond this season unresolved. The emotional weight of James' words paints a picture of an athlete savoring his final moments in the game he loves. He has expressed a desire to avoid a quiet fade-out, hoping for a farewell tour that honors his legacy. This latest hint, contrasting with the Lakers' business decisions, leaves his path wide open as the season begins, with every game now carrying a potential sense of finality. The uncertainty surrounding James' future is directly tied to the Lakers' deliberate new strategy. The Lakers' calculated pivot. The Lakers' front office has made a significant financial decision that signals a changing of the guard. For the first time in his career, the team did not offer LeBron James a contract extension. He is playing on a 1-year, $52.6 million deal. This move prioritizes future pay flexibility and solidifies Luka Doncic, who is 14 years younger than James, as the undisputed centerpiece of the franchise for years to come. Team officials have publicly framed this as respecting LeBron James' autonomy. Lakers GM Rob Pelinka stated the organization wants to give James absolute respect to choose his story with his family in terms of how many years he's going to continue to play. However, their actions speak louder than words. By investing in Doncic and new additions like DeAndre Ayton, the Lakers are clearly preparing for a roster built around the younger star's timeline. This sets the stage for a potential parting of ways. If James decides he wants to continue playing beyond this season, it may not be with the Lakers. The team appears ready to accept that outcome, prioritizing their long-term blueprint over the sentimental desire for James to retire in purple and gold. This season thus becomes a prolonged and very public evaluation of whether their paths continue together or diverge for good.